I moved into 4B in early March, telling myself this would finally be the fresh start I needed. The place wasn't much, just 2 small rooms with a kitchenette and a bathroom that barely fit a sink and shower. The walls were thin enough to hear the neighbor's TV if they turned it up, but I didn't care. It was mine, it was cheap, and it was away from everyone who'd made my life small and exhausting over the last few years. The first few nights passed quietly enough. The building had its own language. The soft groan of old wooden floors, the click and hum of the elevator shaft, the hiss of the radiator like someone whispering behind a closed door. I'd grown used to it quickly, sleeping deeply after long days at my new job. On my 6th night I woke up at 3:12 a.m. Not from a dream, not from a noise I could identify, just awake. Then I heard it. A faint metallic click from the other room. My first thought was the radiator again, maybe the pipes. But then it came again, slower, more deliberate. I froze, my ears straining. It was my front door handle turning. Not fast. Not clumsy. Just testing. The handle turned halfway, stopped, then released with a soft snap. I stayed perfectly still, hardly breathing. After a few seconds the sound stopped. No knock, no footsteps. Just silence. Eventually, I convinced myself it was a neighbor who'd gotten confused in the dark. The next night it happened again. Same time, 3:12. Handle turning, slow, controlled. By the 3rd night I was waiting for it, staring at the red glow of the clock, my chest tight. 3:12 came and the handle turned all the way down this time before easing back up. No sound of anyone leaving. By the 5th night it changed. The handle turned, released, and then came 3 slow knocks. Evenly spaced, deliberate. My skin prickled, every hair on my arms standing up. Whoever was there didn't move afterward. I could feel them still there on the other side of the door. I started noticing things during the day. My coffee mug sitting on the counter when I was sure I'd put it in the cupboard. My shoes positioned slightly differently by the door. A damp towel in the bathroom when I hadn't showered since the night before. I told myself I was tired, stressed, maybe just forgetful. Then Friday night came. I shoved my dresser in front of the door before bed and sat on the couch in the dark, a kitchen knife on the table in front of me. 3:12 came. The handle rattled. 3 slow knocks. Then a low male voice. "I know you're in there." My pulse thudded in my ears. I leaned toward the peephole, slowly, carefully. He was right there. Mid-30s, short dark hair, clean-shaven, expression calm. His eyes looked directly into the peephole like he knew exactly where I was. Then he smiled. The handle jerked hard. The dresser shuddered forward an inch. He pushed again. The wood groaned, but after a moment he stopped, stepped back, still smiling, and walked away. I didn't sleep that night. 2 nights of silence followed. I told myself maybe it was over. But on the 3rd morning I noticed my bedroom window, the one overlooking the alley, was unlocked. I was sure I'd locked it. That night I triple-checked every window and door, shoved the dresser against the front door again, and went to bed with the knife on my nightstand. Sometime after midnight I drifted off. What woke me wasn't the 3:12 sound. It was the soft thump of a drawer closing. Inside my apartment. My mouth went dry. My ears strained against the silence. Soft footsteps moved from the kitchen toward the hallway. I slid off the bed and crouched behind it, gripping my phone, my thumb hovering over 911 but afraid the sound of my voice would give me away. The footsteps reached the hallway. Then stopped. Through the thin gap under my bedroom door I saw it. A shadow. Feet just standing there. The handle began to turn slowly. My hand trembled around the knife. Then it stopped. Silence. I listened, every nerve screaming. No retreating steps. No door opening or closing. Just absence. I stayed crouched there waiting. Minutes passed. Then I heard it, not from the hallway but from inside my bedroom closet. The soft sound of breathing. They feel like they're watching you. Like the walls lean in listening. Like the air in them has already been breathed too many times by people you'll never meet. But I didn't have a choice. My last place fell through after my roommate skipped out on rent, and this was all I could afford. $680 a month, utilities included, in this city? Felt like winning the lottery. The landlord was an older man named Greaves. He had that impatient, distracted way about him, like he didn't want to spend any longer in the apartment than necessary. He handed me the keys without small talk and said, "Last tenant left in a hurry. Place has been cleaned." That was it. No welcome, no smile. The place was small, not just cozy small but compressed. 400 square feet if I was lucky. The kitchen was basically a hallway with an oven. The bathroom door didn't close all the way unless you shoved it with your hip. The bedroom was just an alcove big enough for my mattress and a dresser wedged against the wall. I told myself it was fine. Temporary. 6 months, maybe a year until I found something better. The first night I slept surrounded by unpacked boxes. I didn't even make the bed. Nothing happened. The second night it started. I was half asleep when I heard a sound from the wall behind my bed. Not the quick, chaotic scrabble of a mouse. No, this was different. A slow, deliberate drag like someone tracing their fingernail along the inside of the plaster. It lasted maybe 10 seconds then stopped. I told myself it was old pipes. The third night I heard it again. Only this time it came from a different spot, the wall by the kitchen. Same sound. Slow. Deliberate. I pressed my hand against the wall. I knocked once. Just to see. The sound stopped instantly. I didn't hear it again that night. But when I woke in the morning there was something on the floor just inside the front door. A chipped teacup. I didn't own a teacup. I stared at it for a long time. My door was still locked, the deadbolt in place. I told myself the landlord must have left it. Maybe something from the last tenant. Maybe he'd forgotten to tell me. When I asked him the next day he shook his head. Haven't been in your unit, he said flatly. By the 5th night I'd noticed other things. My fridge door would be open in the morning. My socks, the ones I kept in the dresser, would be on the bathroom floor. My phone charger would be in the kitchen. And always before I fell asleep that sound in the walls. One night I woke to the sound of water running. The bathroom tap was on full blast. From my bed I could see the light spilling out from the doorway. I got up slowly. My feet were cold against the floor. I stepped into the bathroom and froze. In the mirror I saw movement. A man stood in the doorway behind me, pale in the fluorescent light. His head tilted slightly, his face expressionless. One hand pressed flat to the wall, fingers splayed wide. I didn't turn around. I backed into the bedroom, slammed the door, shoved the dresser in front of it and stayed there until morning. When I opened the door, the apartment was empty. The police came, searched, found nothing. Said maybe I'd been dreaming. 2 nights later, at exactly 3:17 a.m., my front door handle began to turn. It was slow, deliberate. Testing. Then came 3 knocks. Even spaced perfectly apart. I didn't move. In the morning there were fresh scratches around the lock. The next night the knocks came again, but this time they didn't stop. They became pounding, shaking the frame until suddenly silence. Silence is worse. That morning I dragged the couch in front of the door. I wedged a chair under the bedroom knob. I thought it would stop if I didn't react. But the opposite happened. The next day I came home and knew instantly someone had been inside. The air felt different. The smell faint, damp, human. The bathroom light was on. In the sink was another teacup. This one cracked, stained dark inside. That night the sound in the walls was overhead. Slow crawling. I stayed up waiting. At 2:58 a.m., the bathroom light flicked on. I crept to the bedroom doorway. I could see his shadow in the bathroom, tall, still facing the mirror. Then he turned his head toward me. I bolted into the bedroom, slammed the door, shoved the dresser against it. The handle rattled. The wood cracked with each slam. I screamed and called 911. The pounding stopped. 5 minutes. 10. When police arrived, the front door was wide open. The hallway camera had been ripped out of the wall. I moved out the next morning. Now in my new place, bigger and brighter, I still wake at 3:17 a.m. Not from noise. From the feeling of a hand pressing against the wall beside my bed.